Well, now you can't say I don't take advice from you people. One of you suggested that I use the Grizziosorb in this area since, okay, where is it? See the massive amount of items I have in my Palkia brand bag? There we go, Grizziosorb. We're gonna bag fuck the Shell Bell for a little while and whoa! Form change, yay! Giratina changed form. Gotta love how they spell form with an E. It's spelled without an E, it's just basic English. My English is my second language, and even I could tell you that. But whatever, now Giratina is in its origin form, which means its base attack, defense... No, attack and defense are swapped, special attack and special defense are swapped, and it has levitate instead of pressure, which is going to be great in a dungeon that's full of ground types. So, yeah, basically another reason why I am doing this, and it's the one that was brought up by the person who gave me the advice to begin with, is that since I have infinite healing, motherfucker, I also need more offense, since defense is a lot less important, since Giratina gets healed after every fight anyway. So, yeah, basically this is why I'm doing this, and, one thing that I'm noticing is that Claydol is actually quite smart. It actually used Psychic on the Golbat while it was trying to kill the Rhydon with Earthquake. We both failed. Even though Claydol has a huge level advantage, just like Giratina, it's pretty much a defensive guy. It doesn't have much in the way of offenses. However, it still used Psychic rather intelligently, at least compared to the previous stat trainers I encountered. There we go. Well, that fight went about as well as I could have hoped it to be, especially considering Claydol is, as I said, basically a defensive Pokemon, and we got a Flame Plate. I was looking at the map and I was wondering if there was anything there. Well, turns out that there is. There are a lot of dead ends that don't seem to lead anywhere in this room, so I'm gonna try and check out most of them to see if there's anything hidden, but as usual, I'm not going to actively seek out hidden items, and so I don't want anyone telling me, you know, you forgot an item here or there. It's the same thing as usual. If I forget it, I forget it, and you forget it as well. Simple as that. Anyway, remember back near the beginning of this LP how I told you guys about the problem I'm having with my Canadian subscribers, in that I can't seem to be able to keep them. I have about as many Canadian unsubs as American unsubs, but I have so many more American subscribers than Canadian subscribers to begin with that it's sort of really odd. In fact, I'd say in the last few months I've had more Canadian unsubs than Canadian subs. And I was wondering why that was the case. Back then, I suggested that maybe it was one troll who had a lot of fun subbing and unsubbing every day or something like that. But this has been going on for several months now. So it can't be a troll, or else if that's a troll, it's gotta be the most lifeless troll ever. And so I was thinking about why that could happen. It doesn't look to be anything there. Maybe down there. Nope, nothing there either. But yeah, I was thinking about why this might happen, and I may have an idea. Because, as you may know, I tend to be very liberal on the banhammer. And as a result, when I ban someone who's subscribed to me, they lose their subscription as well. So since it's me that's actually unsubbing them from me, and I am Canadian, it might actually count as a Canadian unsub, and that's why that happens. Though this is just a theory of mine. It might just be that, well, I don't know, maybe it's just, well, it's probably not it, but maybe it's because it's, you know, English Canadians finding out that I'm French Canadian, and they're all like, oh no, it's a fucking frog! Instant unsub! But I know better than to do that because I've been insulted for quite a few things since I started LPing, especially on that level 1 Cynthia video, as most of you guys are aware. But one insult I've never ever had, even once, even through the tens of thousands of comments I got, is for being a frog. Well, it's a pejorative term for French Canadians. I don't know why we're called frogs or why it's insulting, or whatever, but I've never been called a fucking frog or a fucking Frenchman or whatever. So I really have no idea because no one ever commented to me out of for discriminating me. So no, I don't have a clue. If it's not the banhammer thing, then I have no idea why I can't seem to keep my Canadian subscribers to save my life. Because, well, it used to be that I had almost as many UK subscribers as Canadian subscribers, but ever since I started Platinum, for some reason, the UK pulled away far in front in second place. So, that's how it is, and, well, I don't think I've ever been mean towards English Canadians just for being English Canadians. I've chatted with quite a few of them before, and never have I been insulted for being French Canadian. I don't mind the English Canadians at all. In fact, I could say, well, my brother and my father hate them a lot more than I do, especially since Monday's election. But, yeah, they've been in English Canada before. They've been to Ontario, and they said they weren't treated very well over there. They went to New Brunswick, though, and they said the people of New Brunswick were far more welcoming than in Ontario. But having never been in either province myself, I really can't judge at all. But anyway, might as well move on to something a little more positive than discrimination between different languages, because that never leads anywhere. I don't know why people discriminate on each other because of the language they speak, but that's the kind of bullshit we have to deal with in this world. And while I'm fighting those unending double battles, you know which improvement I really like in Black and White? Well, pretty much all of them. But the flow of double battles has been greatly improved, because when you damage multiple Pokémon at once, their HP bars go down all at the same time instead of one after the other, and HP bars deplete much faster than in previous generations on top of that. So yeah, that's something that I really, really, really enjoy about Black and White. It's double battles not taking freaking forever, especially since while double battles have become a more important part of the game in Black and White, since in Generation 4 you could only have these in specific areas. Now wherever there's a double battle grass, you can sometimes fight double battles. I don't know what percentage it is, the chance of fighting a double battle while in that grass, but it's gotta be like 50-60% maybe. I have no idea. And by the way, something that I really should have brought a lot earlier in this LP than I'm doing now is the trainer card. Yeah, depending on what you do in the game, you can earn stars for your trainer card, and thus, well, is it stars or is it just changing the color of the trainer card? I think it's both. I know the color changes, and yeah, there are stars as well. Sorry about that. There are 5 objectives that you must meet, and after each objective is fulfilled, you will earn a star for your trainer card. These can be done in any order. Usually the first one you'll get is going to be when you defeat the Elite Four for the first time. That gives you a star. You can also obtain another star by winning a Master Rank contest, which is something I've never done in Generation 4, actually. Probably because there's no miracle recipe for doing it, unlike in Generation 3, where you can just follow the tutorial that I made back then about how to use Clay Doll for contests and be pretty much invincible. But yeah, there's no miracle recipe for that in Generation 4, so I never ever got that star. There's another star that you can obtain for filling your national Pokédex, to the exception of all event legendaries, including Fiona and Manaphy, because you need either one of the Ranger games to get a Manaphy and a Fiona. And you also do not need Lugia and Who. The reason for that is because back in those days, back when Diamond and Pearl and even Platinum were brand new, the only way you could obtain Lugia and Who was either through XD and Coliseum, which didn't sell that well, or through an event in Generation 3 games, except for Ruby and Sapphire, sorry. So, yeah, they didn't want to force people to have both Coliseum and XD just to get that trainer card star, so they said, screw it, we're not going to require Lugia and Who in order to get that trainer card star. Even though afterwards they became available through Hard Gold and Soul Silver, but as far as Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum goes, they are not required. You can get another star by partaking in the Capture the Flag minigame in the Underground. Never did myself, so I can't say how difficult or tedious it is. But yeah, apparently you can get a star for your trainer card that way. And the fifth and final star is obtained by getting a streak of 100 or more in the Battle Tower. I am not kidding. You have to survive this whole gauntlet, 100 battles, without getting raped by hacks too much. And even if you have 99 perfect, even if you have 99 perfect battles and you come into the 100 and all the hacks happens there, tough luck. You're not getting that trainer card star, which really must suck. You're like one fight away from getting that star and you say, I'm gonna do it! But then, here comes a double-teaming, milk-drinking Miltank that destroys your entire team, and there's not a damn thing you can do because you can't even hit it! Gosh, that must be really frustrating. I never even came close to getting a streak like that, quite frankly, which is sort of a shame because I would love to have bragging rights for that. But I don't think many of you actually managed to do it either, so I should be okay. In conclusion, I think I'm going to finish this video after this wild battle, since these can take a while and I don't want to go over 15 minutes. Remember that at thespeedgamers.com there's going to be a 72-hour Metroid Marathon this weekend, starting tomorrow, that is Friday, May the 6th, at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, and they're going to be raising money for Japanese relief. So if you're a fan of Metroid, and even if you're not, make sure to drop by. Lots of fun in perspective. So, with that said, I'm going to take my leave of you guys for a few days, and I will come back to this after the marathon.